What a mess. Severe storms flooding homes, businesses, and local roads. Overnight, the loud booms of thunder woke up many of us. Hours later, getting a look at the damage left behind by these strong storms. This is at North Canton Center and Ford Road in Canton.
And lots of people getting stuck in flooded roads during this morning commute. We saw several drivers here in Canton had to abandon their cars, others forced to push theirs to dry land.
And major flooding also led to a ground stop at Metro Airport. We'll head there in just a moment. But these right here, live pictures of I-275 and I-94 right now. Detroit Metro, as you can see, the floodwaters still causing major problems. And around 50,000 people also lost power. DTE estimates around 85% will have power back by the end of the day.
Yeah, I certainly hope so, but more severe weather could be headed our way tonight. Let's get right to the man who knows the answer as to the timing of all this, Rich Luterman. Hey, Rich.
Hey there, Rupa and Taryn. Yeah, we will likely see another round of strong to severe storms late this evening. Right now, it's pretty quiet out there. The storms and the heavy downpours from this morning are long gone, so let's enjoy a nice quiet stretch. How about some of these rain totals? Better than 6 inches of rain. Southern Wayne County. Look at Dearborn, 2.5 inches of rain. Obviously, when you get these big totals in a short amount of time, you get the flooding, and that's what we had this morning. Right now, it's warm and it's muggy. 84 for us, 87 Grand Rapids. Look at South Haven near Lake Michigan, 96 degrees. Here's that heat advisory. Continues until 8 o'clock. It's going to be a warm and steamy night, and that's going to fuel some of the storms. You can see the bullseye for the active weather from Lansing to Detroit down to Cleveland. For us, it's going to be after 8 o'clock when these strong storms arrive. How about live pictures from St. Joseph? That's Lake Michigan. Boy, it looks nice. 94 on the beach. For us, evening storms likely down to 70 degrees. Some of the storms are going to pack a punch with gusty winds. And then starting tomorrow, a different stretch of weather lasting into the weekend. Sure looks nice Saturday and Sunday. We're going to check the 7-day Rupa and Taryn coming up in 10.
Thanks, Rich. Well, last night's rain also causing extensive flooding around some people's homes in Wayne County.
Fox News' Ingrid Kelly is talking to people downriver whose neighborhood looks more like a pond.
I've never seen anything like this.
After heavy rainfall across southeast Michigan, residents are left to deal with this and this. Residents at the Country Meadows Mobile Home Park in Huron Township can't believe what has happened right outside their front door.
Everyone's cars are fully underwater or submerged halfway. No one can start their cars. It's all the way up to our houses, going under our trailers.
Floodwaters so deep they cover sidewalks and grassy lawns. How did you get home? Did you have to walk through all this?
Yeah, I was knee-deep the entire time going home.
Kayaking down my street.
Nancy Saylor never thought one day she would be sailing in her mobile home community, but decided to take a kayak out to survey the damage.
It's just devastating. Just devastating.
The Great Lakes Water Authority is asking residents in low-lying areas that are prone to flooding during heavy rainfall to remain vigilant and out of an abundance of caution to remove items of value from their basements. As residents try to cope, one man says he had to make his way through this water to check on a loved one. Timothy Yeager's father is okay, but his vehicle is not.
It won't start. It's probably hydrolocked. So it's probably going to need an engine.
Fox 2 reached out to the management at Country Meadows, but are still waiting on a response.
I'm beyond frustrated. Number one, I missed like 12 hours worth of pay today. Number two, I feel like they're not doing nothing to get rid of all this.
Downriver got hit hard. Trees were knocked down by heavy winds and heavy rainfall, and flooding is widespread. But this driver says it won't stop her from doing her job.
I service coffee at the Flat Rock plant, and I was just making a delivery.
Drivers and residents hope that as more rain is predicted, it won't bring more problems.
It is concerning. It's very concerning. I'm seeing these water puddles all over everywhere. They're everywhere. And it can really damage your car and cause a lot of trouble.
And Huron Township, Ingrid Kelly, Fox 2 News.
All right, problems on the ground, problems in the air. Multiple flights canceled at Detroit Metro Airport because of the torrential rains.
Flooded roads and tunnels to the McNamara terminal became impassable with no way in or out. Fox 2's Hillary Golston joining us live. And Hillary, saw the images of the crowds right there behind you. I mean, that's worse than the travel days during the holidays.
Yeah, I mean, this is what's so crazy. We have so much perspective on this, don't we? Because we have covered, it seems ad infinitum, a number of travel holidays where it's supposed to be peak travel time. And I can tell you uncategorically, this is the worst I have ever seen in terms of people needing to check in terms of people who are just here at departures. Interestingly, baggage claim, because flights coming into the airport were grounded, there was almost no one there. So it's a very strange situation out here, certainly very frustrating for the people. But the good news is all of the roads leading to the airport are now open, and the tunnel to the McNamara terminal, that is also open. But I want to give you a better image of the flooding and an image of what the crowds look like. Just check it out. This isn't something most of us have ever seen, and don't do this, by the way. Someone walking in standing water in the tunnel to the McNamara terminal at the airport. It had to be shut down along with many access points to Metro.
It's been very rough for us today, so just trying to make it through. As you can see, yes, just very bad time.
Rough, a bad time for thousands because of torrential rain leading to standing water. The story outside. Inside the terminal this afternoon, people checking in to fly out, going through TSA, shoulder to shoulder. Also an unprecedented sight because of the bottleneck and chaos created by flight delays and cancellations. Pamela Booth narrowly missing her flight out of the country. Japan is like usually a once-in-a-lifetime kind of trip.
No, I'm sorry, teary-eyed, but we're coming back tomorrow. We're going to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, you only are going to miss one day.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm so sorry for that, you know.
They were really good at the ticket counter, though. Really, everybody's frustrated.
From the sky, our chopper in the air where the planes normally would be. Instead, this morning we saw many of them sitting, waiting, grounded. We learned via the FAA a ground stop had been issued, putting a stop to departure to the airport. By mid-afternoon, the status was changed to ground delay.
Our bus was able to go through the tunnel where the water was before, I guess this morning, before there was too much water, then they closed it.
Scott Hall and his EMU women's soccer team were beneficiaries of the change in status, showing up at 5:30 Thursday morning for a flight to Boston, eventually getting off the ground around 2:30 today, news we both celebrated. Can you say yay?
Again, just got to pack your patience a little bit here.
Departures jam-packed. Baggage claim, it's foil, eerily empty. Some people back for a third time to try and make it onto a flight, hoping this will be the time.
You know, we were blocked off all morning since like 5:30 in the morning, so we couldn't get in. So we had to go home and come back and get a new flight. So we're going to go on round 3, I think, here in a minute.
And the FAA still has this airport listed as ground delay, something to take note of. I just checked, and the average time that people are waiting is about 106 minutes. So we'll certainly keep you posted on that front. But really, your best bet is to head to the website for the airport or specifically check in with your airline to see what the delays look like. Taryn?
I was going to ask a little bit about that, Hillary. What are you hearing about these airlines? Are they working with the passengers and trying to honor their flights at this point? Because some were canceled, too.
Yeah, 100%. There were not just delays, but also cancellations. And just from what we're hearing from the passengers, we did reach out to the airlines. They are clearly bombarded by a lot of calls, and I understand why they want to prioritize not talking to the media, but instead dealing with the customers. We're hearing that a lot of the customers say, look, we're actually doing okay. They've been really helpful. As you heard from Pamela Booth there in the package, she said that she had a good experience. So at least they're considering that. Many people who had to be rescheduled, they're coming back the next day. We should also point out, which is very important, that the airport did see a pump that went down, but they think that the flooding was really caused by this deluge of rain that we had in a short period of time, not necessarily the pump station that went down.
All right. Good to know. Thanks, Hillary. And people might want to call ahead, like you said, check their apps, check their flights so they can avoid what's behind you right there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, a man is missing after swimming in Wall Lake just as the storm rolled in last night. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office says several people were on a pontoon boat. 3 of them went swimming. Well, 2 came back to the boat as the storms were hitting, but 1 person never made it back. Rescue crews actually spent several hours searching for the victim, but they weren't able to find him. 3 people now charged for the kidnapping of 2 newborn twins in Livonia. Curtis Slade, Davion Sherman Chandler, and Chantel Jones were arraigned this afternoon. The 3, all from Detroit, allegedly kidnapped the 2-week-old twins from their hotel room when their mother briefly left that room. An Amber Alert was issued before the infants were turned over to Detroit police just a few hours later. Prosecutors say Jones befriended the twins' mother, all while intending to kidnap her babies. All 3 suspects were denied bond.
Tonight, former President Trump is expected to turn himself in on charges related to his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Scores of Trump supporters are gathering outside the jail in Atlanta. This is the 4th time this year that Trump will be booked on criminal charges. Unlike previous indictments, authorities are expected to take a booking photo of the former president. Trump will pay a $200,000 bond. Prosecutors are proposing an October 23rd start date for his trial.